Good afternoon. I'm Dan DeRose with 19 News Now, coming to you from our digital desk. We need to get some breaking news out to you, especially those folks who live in Medina County. The sheriff's department there has asked for a shelter in place within a half-mile of Ryan Road. We'll get to a map that shows that in just a second. But first of all, here is the warning that's coming out from the Medina County Sheriff's Department. It is on their Facebook page. It started with this caution chemical leak at 320 Ryan Road. The leak is under control. That's good news. And the statement goes on to say everyone within a half-mile radius should shelter in place until future notice. Hazmat is on the scene. Please avoid the area. Please do not call our dispatch center for updates as they are working with agencies on the scene. Updates will be posted on Facebook. They did go on to post an update about an hour ago saying Seville Fire, I believe that's supposed to be fire, and Medina County Hazmat on scene at 320 Ryan Road for a very large hydrochloric acid leak. Please avoid the area. Now, you might be asking, where is this 320 Ryan Drive? Let's start with this map here. You'll notice on the right side of your screen, you can see downtown Akron. So we're talking about 20-30 minutes to the west of Akron, and we see it is right off of I-71 where it meets 76. It's just north of Seville. You can see the little tiny town of Seville here. That's why their fire department is helping. And it is right off the exit. Now, when we look at the address for this facility, it is a company called Bleach Tech. We've started to do some brief research into what is Bleach Tech. As the name might suggest, on their website, they claim that they produce a more pure form of bleach. You can see there are a number of tanks at this facility, more than 10. We're not exactly sure what is kept in each one. At some point, you can imagine that there is bleach being stored. It's interesting, on the website, it says that in their process, the reason it is so safe and combining and working to come up with a more pure form of bleach, they talk about their process, that the level that the bleach and their chemicals are kept as far as pounds per square inch is at a very low level. It's kept at like 3 psi. If you know anything about pounds per square inch, that's very low. I believe your tires are kept at 32 to 35 to 40 psi. So if these are kept at 3, that's not, not much at all. You can see the facility is pretty good sized, but it's not bleach that, according to the Facebook page for the Medina County Sheriff's Department, that is leached, has gotten out. They are calling this a very large amount of hydrochloric acid. So we're not exactly sure where in the process hydrochloric acid comes in. When we look at Bleach Tech's website, I'm going to widen this out so you can see everything I can see on their website. Bleach Tech's method produces a more pure, higher quality sodium hypochlorite. Sodium hypochlorite is the scientific name for bleach, also called hypo. You can see that here at this Bleach Tech, according to their website, they produce a large volume commodity chemical product used by consumers as laundry bleach, swimming pool chemical, disinfectant cleaner. It's used for potable, for drinking water, treatment plants to disinfect the water, wastewater treatment plants, and industrial concerns. I started reading on their process, and what I found interesting is when we start looking at this paragraph here, since only about 25 pounds of chlorine will be present at the plant at any point in time, the pipes and tanks under low pressure, less than 3 psi. The Bleach Tech plant is inherently safer and does not represent a threat to the surrounding community. Well, but here we are in the middle of a shelter in place. It goes on to say, in addition, since the fluids handled by Bleach Tech are all water-based and do not contain any combustible material, there is very low fire hazard associated with our process. They're talking about the bleach process, the sodium hydroxide that they are using, or sodium hypochlorite, not being flammable or a risk to the public, but from what we are being told by the Medina County Sheriff's Department at this point, this is a hazmat situation because of a very large hydrochloric acid leak. Now, where does hydrochloric acid come in the process of making bleach? Well, according to their website, it doesn't make any mention of hydrochloric acid, but you can see there are a number of these large tanks. According to the aerial view of Google Earth, there's at least 10 to 12 to 13 of these tanks on the property. I should say we do have a crew on the way to get nearby the scene. Obviously, we're not going to put our crews in any kind of risk if the Medina County Sheriff is telling people to avoid the area, but we will get our crews to maybe the point where they're doing a media briefing, and we'll have to wait and see. But again, I'm going to back this map out to give you an idea of where we are talking. Just north of Seville, Ohio. It is right off of I-71 where it crosses over I-76. And as we zoom out just a little bit more so we can get people an idea, you can see we get all the way over here. Here is Akron, that mass you see to the right of all the roads and bridges and interstates. So we are talking about 20 to 30 minutes to the west of Akron. And we can zoom down further, and we're being told there is a half-mile shelter in place. So we're really only concerned with these other manufacturers that are there, but it does look like there are a couple of neighborhoods that back up to the back side of Bleach Tech and would be within that half-mile radius. Half-mile probably puts it out of the way of closing I-71 and 76. We have no word of them doing that, but there is obviously some level of concern because, again, what is being called a very large hydrochloric acid leak at this address. And again, we're just going off the address been provided by the Medina County Sheriff's. That address puts it at a company known as Bleach Tech. I want to refresh here on the Medina County Sheriff's Facebook page to see if they've given any other updates. It's still last update was an hour ago. This situation has all happened, played out, I would say, within the last hour to hour and a half. And we're going off just the latest information that we can get. If you know somebody who lives in this area, you may want to check on them. Again, we're talking just north of Seville, Ohio, and right off of 76 and right off of I-71 as it heads north and south. You can see there are some other industrial facilities out in this direction. I did see maybe one fast food restaurant or a Dairy Queen and a Hardee's is within this area. And then this neighborhood down here off of Greenwich Road. And then you get into this neighborhood down here, Blue Spruce, Pine Needle Drive. This would be within about that half-mile radius that they're just asking people to stay in place. There's no evacuation at this point, but we wanted to make sure we got the information out. Again, this is in Medina County, about 20 to 30 minutes to the west of Akron. We do have a reporter and crew on their way to get nearby the scene, obviously not going to get too close, but as close as authorities will let us, and get to some sort of media staging area to get more information. Again, we're not talking about an evacuation at this point. It is, I guess, good news to see on the first report that came out from the Sheriff's Department that they read the chemical leak at 320 Ryan Road. The leak is under control. So that's the good news. This doesn't appear to be something that's going to be continually active, but just because we are dealing with what the Medina County Sheriff's Department is calling a very large hydrochloric acid leak, you can understand the concern. We will update this when our crew gets there. If there's a media briefing, we will make sure to bring that to you here live. But again, just wanted to get this information out that there is a shelter in place in Medina County, just north of Seville, off of I-71, and it is very near Ryan Road, just off of I-76. If we have any other updates, it'll be right here on our digital platforms, and then throughout the afternoon, you can watch for our 3 o'clock news on Channel 19. Until then, I'm Dan DeRose with 19 News Now. Have a good afternoon.
19 News is everywhere. Download our CTV apps and follow us on social media.